But if I could
Well,
get all the games to stream, that would be awesome for my
yeah.
wish.
Well, you may like my answer or you may not like my answer. My answer is to have every single game on every single platform. So if you want to play, and they all have cross play.
Cross by. I mean, I could
Yeah,
agree with your answer because then it gives us PSN guys a shot to play some Xbox One or Xbox 360 games that are not available on PSN,
but you
and
imagine,
vice versa with the Xbox users
just
to do PSN.
imagine the outcry for that. How people, it would mean that you would never need to buy a Xbox or you would never need to buy another thing. It would totally ruin the competition. So, like, what if you just had one system that ran every single game ever?
Like a super system. That would be
Yeah,
cool. That would be cool.
like a super system.
Would you agree with Double's answer there, Evil?
I think it was a good answer. I think I like my answer better though. My
What's
Go
your
answer
ahead.
answer?
was this was the gaming wish, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, my gaming wish
Gaming. Yeah.
was to have a device that creates like a portal, and you can walk through the portal and enter any game you want. And while you're in the game, you have God mode. So if it's Call of Duty, you're cool. Don't worry about it.
So if you go into a zombie game, ha, zombies, you can't touch me, bitches. I got God mode out.
Exactly.
Ah.
You can enter any game you want, like Pokemon. I could spend my entire life in Pokemon.
Yeah, I
Not a
could
problem.
too. I mean, I would sit there and try catching all 700 Pokemon.
See, you guys just want to play the game. I
Mhm.
want to live them, bro.
You want to live in them. All right.
Well,
Oh yeah, living in them would be great. Could you imagine living in freaking Tomb Raider or Uncharted, and then just running and dodging shit?
That would be
Well, I had
cool.
God mode, remember?
Oh yeah,
God
that'd
mode.
be great. Elemental actually gave his answer about what game he would choose to be a TV series, and he said it would be The Elder Scrolls.
All right.
Not
Here's a
bad.
follow up to that. Why did you pick Elder Scrolls? We're just curious.
Yeah,
You
because you
already
already
know
got
it.
Game of Thrones, which is essentially the same thing. Well,
I mean, I
almost.
can see why he would choose that
Hmm.
because it's almost like Breaking Bad kind of. It can almost
Yeah.
relate, and Walking Dead it can almost relate. I haven't played the game. I haven't seen the game, so I could be a downer and be like, I have no clue, but that would be my
Mhm.
guess.
Well, if you wanted to get really specific, which Elder Scrolls game? Morrowind, Skyrim, Oblivion?
I could see Skyrim being
Hmm.
a TV series.
I can imagine Morrowind just being there. Oh, hey. And then with Skyrim it'd be like, I used to be an adventurer like you until I took an arrow in the knee. That's like it's like every guard would at least say that in every episode. Could you imagine how
Right.
old I would get?
That would get really old. I could see that getting old. What do
The
you think?
final episode is just your character snapping mentally and just slaughtering everyone.
Oh yeah.
Everybody die. This is Thunder Way. Just kidding for the folks that are watching. All right, let's go ahead and go on to another question, and we'll wait till he responds to that. Um, I already posted a question out there.
All right, who's next question? Is it me
I
or?
think it's you, Double. I mean, we
All
could go
right.
any order. It don't matter.
Oh, actually, the last one I did was the island question, so I think it was my turn.
Oh, all right.
All right, go ahead, Evil.
My turn, guys. Share a little. Right. What was the first game that you mastered?
That's an easy one. Ape Escape series. Well, actually, Ape Escape 1, to be technical. Catching all those monkeys were fun as a kid.
I don't think I ever mastered any game. Like the minute I beat a game, it's like, beat the story. I'm usually done with it. I probably do have a mastered game. I just don't remember what it is.
Yeah, mine would be Ape Escape because you had to capture all the monkeys, get all the equipments, and do some side quests. And I
Mm-hmm.
believe I don't have any video evidence, so I can't prove that I'm
I don't
lying or
think.
not. But I believe I put a shit ton of hours into
Mm-hmm.
it and legitly beat it
Mm,
to 100%.
I'm trying to think.
While you're thinking, here's his answer. I just
Who's it?
find
Oh, yeah.
Elemental. He says, I just find Elder Scrolls to be a fantastic description of the medieval magic type, and probably Skyrim or Avilion.
True.
Oh my god, I can't say it.
Depiction.
Yeah, they're sort of bad. Okay, that's a good extended answer. I'll give you that one.
I think the first game I mastered was Call of Duty.
But how do you what
How
what
can you
Call of
master
Duty?
Call of Duty?
What
Well,
what
It
Call of
depends
Duty?
on what you mean by mastered.
If you
I
complete
meant
the campaign, is that yeah? Or
that's
did,
completed. That's
Okay.
completed. That's not mastered.
Okay.
Mastered meaning you can play it all the time and you're really good at it and you rarely have any hiccups. You're just really good at it. Like you've mastered it.
now
Yeah.
now they added the trophy system. You'd have to get the platinum trophy if you mastered that game. Is that correct?
Maybe.
What?
Well, PSN's got trophies. I know Xbox has achievements. There's a Black Ops 1 is
Oh.
almost platinum. I just need 5 more trophies, but I have to go through the campaign on veteran mode. I had a heck of a time going through it on hardened mode. I was like, fuck this shit. I'm throwing this away.
I still think that's more like completed.
Yeah,
Not
I
necessarily
guess, I
mastered.
guess it could be completed. But it could be completed and mastered because you got everything, you know? That's how I took
Yeah.
it as mastered. But I guess
Okay.
I can see your point on if you played it all the time and you're really, really good at it. I can see that being a mastered as well.
Why don't you go watch it upstairs? Well, mobile Twitch is really laggy by default.
There's only like a 1 second lag between your screen that you're watching.
Did you answer that question?
Mine's
Double?
frozen for a
Me?
while.
Yeah, did you answer that question?
I have no idea. I have no.
Oh, you
idea.
had no idea. Okay.
No, I
What
have
was
no
your,
idea.
what was
came out.
yours, Evil? What? Oh yeah, you said that already. Jeez, I'm behind.
Yeah, I think first game I mastered was Call of Duty.
Alright. Well, to be specific, what one? Call of Duty 1,
Um,
2, 3, 4.
Just Call of Duty
Call of Duty
multiplayer.
and okay. I could say I was mastered, but I haven't played that in a long ass time because I was getting sick of the trolls, getting sick of bullshit deaths. So I'm more of a zombie player when it comes to Call of Duty or in survival games because
Mine, if I had to give an answer, it probably would have been the first Fable.
never played it.
But yeah,
Never played it either.
Yay!
good. Now
I'm not
no
the
more
only
follow-up
one who never
questions for
played
that
it.
one.
All right, Double, go ahead for a question.
Oh, I might have wrote this one wrong. I said, "What is gaming to you?" or what does it? I guess, what does gaming mean to you?
What I think it means is sitting down, enjoying the art, the work
Uh-huh.
of magic. I mean, it doesn't. If it looks good and it catches the eye and the colors are good, they kind of pop out a little bit. You know, it's really detailed and good story. I think that's what gaming should be, and good story, good plotting, and all that.
Yeah.
As well. I have to enjoy the game and look at reviews, and if it's good what they say, I look at gameplay footage. If I like the color, I like the play, the gameplay, the story, you know, campaign story mode or whatever it is. If it's got a survival game and if it looks good. I mean, I'm thinking like color. It doesn't have to run 60 frames as long as the color's there and the story mode's decent and campaign mode's decent. And that to me, that would be a game. Something about the game, or it has
Yeah.
to be like a great work of art.
I don't think that was the answer to the question. I think that was more of an answer to what is a good game.
Well, I mean, what is gaming to me? Well, to enjoy
I
it,
guess
to
just,
be much.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess.
If you don't enjoy it, then why the
Why
hell
are
did
you
pick it?
gaming?
Yeah, why are you gaming?
I know, right?
If you don't enjoy concept of gaming. Like,
Well, some people would just say, well, it depends on what game. Like, oh, why is it that why is it that you call somebody who is a gamer, he only has to play games like freaking, on a console or electronic games. What about board games? Is he still a gamer if he plays board games?
I agree, he's still a gamer with playing
Yeah,
board games. Would you agree?
he
Ethan?
might.
I think by the definition of gamer, yeah, he's still a gamer. But if you ask
Mhm.
somebody, I play Scrabble legitly, am I a gamer? He'd probably say no.
Probably not.
But by definition, yeah, I think that makes him a gamer. Because gamer just someone who plays games all the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think of.
You could even throw like actual card games. I mean, it doesn't have to be like console, PC, or Xbox games. It could be board games, card games, trading card games.
Mhm.
Hell,
Right.
even action figures could be games. You could come up with your own little thing. Because when I was a kid,
Yeah.
I used to have these wrestling figurines, and
Mhm.
I would have a lot of them. We'd have titles for them. I would make like a show out of it and do drafts and do kind
Yep,
of you know
same here.
imagination. And I believe that would be gaming because you're actually
That's what I did.
playing.
Back in the day, I
Yeah.
played with Batman action figures,
Hey,
and I had the best
That's
time.
cool too. I'm not gonna diss you on that.
For me, it was that, and then I would just take literally the way I would do it is I would take all the action figures and basically put them just all in a pile, and they all have like their own little stories to them and shit. Like Spider-Man would be versus like trying to defeat Goku or some shit.
That would be cool to see in real life.
Yeah.
Well, in a game, that'd be kind of cool.
Like, what if? Now that kind of gets me to this. What if there was a game that? I mean, I know we kind of have examples of it, like say Super Smash Brothers, but what if there was a game that had just like all these other games combined, like all these different franchises?
I think
That'd be pretty sweet.
I think that would be kind of cool, to be honest with you.
Like, imagine an MMO with Pokemon.
Oh, dude, I would be on that in a heartbeat.
It would be Pokemon with a little bit of Mario, with a little bit of like
Even add the
Dragon
trading
Ball
card,
Z.
even adding the trading card games too.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh my god, I could
Pokemon Skyrim.
There you go. I would buy my first ever Skyrim game if that happened.
Yeah. Any other questions we have? Let's find out.
I got a whole list of like 20 questions.
Nice.
All right, I'll go. Thunder go. Let's see.
We only have like 4 viewers.
That's all right.
That's good.
Well,
All right, here you go. Here's a good one. Oh, hold on. What have I used already? I did that one. Did that one. Did that one. All right, what games do you want to see remastered?
Well, I kind of already
Hey,
answered that a little bit in the other question.
yeah, we sort of already answered that one.
All right.
Uh-huh. When we were talking about like what remake we would
Okay,
play.
all right. Here's a good one. What is your favorite style of games? Like role play, action, strategy, FPS, turn-based strategy. Well, I guess I could fall in strategy. What would be your favorite style of gaming or like games?
It's changed for me. It has to be like role play action.
Played action. What about you, Eva?
I think I'm sort of the same way, but I'll play any game once. Like
Yeah.
I have a lot of different games that I play, and none of them are the same.
Yeah,
So
I'm
it's
right
tough for
there.
me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that. But if I had to choose just one, I think it would be FPS.
Yep, of course. Thunder and Call of Duty.
Sorry, I'm a diehard zombie fan. I'm
I
sorry.
really like turn-based strategy.
Turn-based is good.
Yeah,
too.
me too.
I mean, if I had to choose one, FPS. I think FPS, and then my second would be role playing because I'm a huge Pokemon fan as well.
Michael.
Oh yeah, who said? Let me see. He says there are many good games with mini games within them. If you could take one of those mini games and make it into the full game by itself, which would it be? Personally, he thinks it'd be Blitzball.
That's
What about
okay.
you guys?
I hate Blitzball so much.
Well, not Blitzball, just like if you just took a mini game that's already existing in a actual game to make it a full game, what would you make it?
Like for Thunder, an example would be the the berry blender in Pokemon,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
or like the contest in
All
Pokemon.
right.
Oh, the contest in Pokemon. That's a good one.
Yeah, that'd be a mini game.
I would have to say this is kind of broad, but the Crash Bash.
Mm-hmm.
It has that's all you play is mini games throughout the whole. Well, actually, that's already
Yeah.
a game that is mini games related. If I had to choose one of those levels and make that as a full game mini game, I could see the one where you play pinball in it, where you
Yeah.
got four. There's four sides, and you got to score the pinball into their thing, and whoever
Mhm.
has the most points wins. And they could almost make it contest related, to where you could put all the Crash characters in, and then just have it be a one full tournament you could play with multiplayer or not.
Yeah.
I could see that being a game.
For me, that is difficult because we have a lot of games already that have mini games, and their entire game is based off of these mini
Yeah.
games. So it's good having a game that is just got full of little games. Like I remember playing Mario Party,
Oh, I still play that
playing
to
the
this day.
old WarioWare games where you'd have like these 5 second, 6 second games, but they're entertaining. It's just like that's what makes the whole game stand out.
How
So I
would you
don't know.
define a game?
How would you
You
define
say
it?
that a part of the game that is not necessarily the main part, but is still a completely different game in itself. Would you say that that is a mini game, or does it have to be a really tiny addition to the game that doesn't last very long, but it's still a game?
Hmm.
Well, if you play COD Zombies on the PC, really, it's to me some of the map makers. For example, I'm gonna put in a mapper that I play a lot of his maps. Z
Yeah.
CT Chaos. He's got a map called Dead Ship, and he's got a mini game based off of like the buried map in Black Ops 2, where you have to do the mini game. It's a shooting range, is what it is. And in order to do the shooting range, you get certain additions to the game, like an upgraded weapon or a max ammo or whatever, or a perk slot. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would depend on the game if it really needs it or not. But I think maybe a small addition would be what I would think be considered a mini game.
Well, depending on what your definition of minigame is, I would say Call of Duty Zombies would be my minigame.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can also do Dead Ops Arcade for Black Ops 1, because that is a
Yeah.
mini game. I didn't think about that.
Well, if you think about it, if I could be wrong, but wasn't at one point MOBAs used to be just a mini game inside a big game?
Yeah, I think I would agree with you on that.
Alright.
Maybe.
Because if you think about it, you could see that being in an arcade. I know there's some MOBAs that had to start off on the arcade
Mm-hmm.
or on, smaller first, and then they got huge on the internet with
Yeah.
bigger, graphics as a big grab hold on that, and
Yeah.
and it looks bigger instead of looking at a machine.
Yeah.
So I could agree with you on that. Sure.
Here's a tough question. If you could take one game out of history so it was never made, which would it be?
I couldn't answer that one, so I have to think about that one.
Well, imagine this: if you had a guy that was able to do that, and he was not a very nice person, he'd probably take the best I ever think of.
Well, I mean, like you.
Oh, never made. I'm gonna say this because Thunder brought it up earlier. Duck Dynasty, the video game.
Hmm.
Did
Game
you,
was
did you ever
awful.
get that one, the Thunder?
I had a tough time coming up with an answer with that one. Because I was going to say, like, war games, but that takes out every single war game made in history.
Oh yeah,
Why
that's
did you
gonna take out your Call of Duty too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Because there's been some crappy wars over in the U.S. that I've
Mhm.
heard of growing up. And I was born during one of those wars, the Gulf War.
Mhm.
So. But I'm going to add a little bit to that. But what if war in the near future became Call of Duty, Battlefield, and Titanfall and whatnot?
Oh
Instead
my
of
God.
going real person, it becomes a whole online deal with
That
gaming.
would actually be if you think about it, that would actually be an interesting way to settle feuds. Like instead of just going out there and killing off a bunch of actual people, doing it in an online setting would actually be cool. But you have to ask yourself, would that really solve any feud? Would that really solve
Probably not, but
anything? Probably not.
Wars would be much easier to start.
It would,
right,
right?
yeah. But I don't have an answer to that one. I really don't. I thought long and hard when I woke up, and I'm like, yeah, I don't see a legit
All right.
answer.
Basically, it's, is there a game you don't like that you wish was never created? Like the Duck Dynasty game.
Let's see.
My answer was E.T. because when
Oh.
E.T. came out as a video game, it was so terrible and it got so much hype that people were so disappointed that they actually stopped video gaming in general. And video games almost died out right then and there.
Yeah.
And then came out and saved it. If it weren't for
That
Mario,
crash
video
is
games
coming
today
soon
would
again. I think that crash will probably eventually hit again where people won't.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know. Do you actually think that's gonna happen?
what?
Like, I know back then making games was so much harder, and more people these days are playing on. They're making more games. But do you think there is going to be a crash again where people just stop making video games?
There might be if they don't let up on the DLC and the pay to win crap.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it going down because I really didn't buy a game in 2014. My gaming list on the PS4 is very small because I didn't care for a lot of games that came out in 2014 because they were so overhyped, and I looked at game reviews and they were crap. So I would agree with you on that one. Barbie Elemental, yeah. What game you take out of history?
like
Safe
okay.
answer, Barbie.
Oh yeah.
I would have to say, I think if I had to take a game out, if I could, I think it would have to be A Bug's Life, because I mean it was a good game, but it really didn't have a meaning behind it.
Right.
I mean, it would be appealing to little kids, but playing it for streaming it, it's not entertaining at all.
Oh hell.
Unless you're a kid, that would probably be the game I take out of history. Well, I didn't really answer the question, but if that was the game I would take out, that would be the game.
Right.
But
I
don't.
think if they keep making Call of Duties and keep making Halo games, I think gaming is going to sort of hit a slump. If they keep making new games like Evolve, a lot of people liked Evolve. If they keep making new games, then gaming could go on forever. But if they keep just coming out with more Call of Duties and more Halos, I think it's going to slow down, if not stop.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about this, the Call of Duty franchise has games come out every year, and they have 3 different people making them now. They got Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer Games is now branched out over, and then you got Treyarch, and it goes with a 3-year cycle for each one. So this year is Treyarch's, and then the following year is going to be Infinity Ward, and then the following year after that it's going to be Sledgehammer, and the cycle repeats itself. For a while there, it was Infinity Ward and Treyarch. But I agree with you, if they keep making Call of Duty games and Halo games and Battlefield games, I could see gaming being a disaster, because if they don't create new games,
Oh yeah,
I could see it doing another crash.
for sure.
And
So, thoughts on Nintendo versus YouTuber copyright claims?
friendship bot.
You've heard about that, right?
Yeah, I hate their policy on that.
I do too.
I do YouTube videos on
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon and top 10 lists with Super Nintendo. I have those monetized right now, but if I start making
Mm-hmm.
money on those, I believe they're going to be like, hey, you can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
So I do agree that's a crap thing. If Nintendo would fix that to where people wouldn't have a hard time streaming what games they want, then I would totally agree that Nintendo needs to get their crap together. Because why can't it be like PlayStation and Xbox? You would think you would want them to play the games to get their branch out there, so people would be, oh, this game is freaking sweet, I want to buy it, and I'm going to get myself a Wii U because it's just for that thing.
Mm-hmm.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I'm not a YouTuber, so I'm not familiar with the copyright claims.
Yeah, you gotta, to give you an idea, you gotta be careful what you use for game sounds.
Oh, yep.
Because I played How to Survive and the sound was a little bit loud, they copyrighted it.
I'm familiar with copyright. I just didn't know there-
But my way of fixing that, you can either use YouTube suggested copy-free music to replace the audio, or you could just take it off completely. But I think what gaming now, if you're going to be a Let's Player on YouTube, you're eventually going to have to take that music right off the freaking game, to where you just hear
Yeah.
sound effects and all that. But I think, to me, if you take that out, it takes the magic of the game. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, like certain games, like RuneScape has great music. Mario had great music. Crash Bandicoot had great
Yeah.
music. If you take that away, that's like a huge deal. That's
Yeah.
a big part of the game.
To
The
me,
game itself has not changed, but the enjoyment is definitely taken away.
yeah, to me, it should be, if they add words to it, like AC/DC with their words, Easter eggs you find in these maps, as the one I'm playing in the background. There's a map, or you can get 3 different areas to make noises, and it'll play a song, and it's got words on it. To me, that should be copyrighted, because the artist, we didn't have permission, and the art, and it's got words. So I could see that being copyrighted, but a little game sound, that don't make sense.
No.
Right.
So we kind of expanded on that question a little bit, didn't we?
Oh, yeah. I'm not really a fan of any copyright thing that much.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break because
Yep.
this guy's got to use the restroom. I don't know if you guys have to too.
Well,
So
Actually, do you wanna do this question real quick because it ties into what we're just doing? It's,
yeah, go ahead.
What game do you think has the best music?
I picked Final Fantasy because I watched J-Rod stream some Final Fantasy, and it was like epic battle music. I could see that in every game. I forget how it sounded like, but it was dun 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 dun. Dun. It was like, what? I didn't really.
Epic Final Fantasy.
And RuneScape, you gave me a thing, and I thought it was pretty good as well. I listened to that the other night, and I was like, damn, this blew me away.
their music has changed a lot too.
Whose
I
music?
remember RuneScapes, because I remember back in the day listening to the old stuff. It was just like I turned my music mostly off all the time, and when the new stuff started coming out, I was like, okay, that's a little more better in my ears.
I really like the RuneScape music. It was a close call, but I think Final Fantasy takes the cake.
But if I had to choose one, I think it'd be the Crash Bandicoot all the way, though.
Oh wait, for the music.
I'm trying to think what else has good music.
Friendship Bot says the Halo franchise.
Oh, probably the music, I would assume.
I would
Yeah.
assume that.
Okay. Well, we're gonna take a short break
All right.
because I don't know if these guys up there have to use the bathroom or not, but this guy does. So we'll play some copy-free music that I got off the YouTubes. So,
Yeah.
because after this whole thing is done, it's going to go on my second channel that you see down just below me a little bit, and also the main channel that you see just under my
Yeah.
name. As it's going to be a 4-part on the main channel, and the full thing's going on the second channel. So we'll be right back.
All right.